very big. I also think the Shen has just been so incredibly big for Samsung, and in the way that they wanted to play around earlier, the bottom lane first turret. Ooh.
Okay, so right now SKT have Galio and Sejuani both open, and Lulu as well. So a lot of key picks. They can actually leave all three up, give Samsung one, and grab two for themselves.
Tristana's also up as a permaban champion, still right now alive in the draft. So a lot to hand back and forth. You wonder if they will draft the tier list or draft their own styles. Galio gets removed. So you talk about the rest of these champions that were highly prized.
Yeah.
Sejuani will be the first one.
And Ambition has just been so good on all of the champions that he's gotten so far that it does make sense for SK Telecom to try and leave that up as a possible trade back for those other two priority picks.
Kassadin ban, though, from Samsung is special right here. In case they were first picking the Galio, they might have respected the fact that Faker could grab Kassadin there and try and use it to surprise him like WE did with the Kassadin.
Also, it could possibly be setting up a Taliyah pick for them as well, because Kassadin's so good into Taliyah, and they don't want Faker to be able to answer that. We've mentioned how big mobility is in this series, and that is still one of the picks that could contribute.
So they trade Sejuani and Gragas, but Lulu is still available and was not grabbed by SKT. Lulu Varus is an amazing bot lane for Samsung because they get so much early pressure with that lane and they can play around it. It would be a very solid one, but then they don't get Malzahar, and that's another big one here.
They're going to give up their mid lane pick for now. You expect SKT to ban that one away when they can, but the Samsung Galaxy bot lane showing SKT get a last dibs on a support pick before the bans come through.
Yep.
And it will be the Leona backs against the wall. Wolf learning from Ignar.
If you're giving over Lulu here, it's because you're ready to try and play something that can kill the Lulu.
Exactly. As soon as you see the Tristana lock-in, this is the go-to kill lane combination that we've seen. They have had success on. Now it's going to be up to see what Samsung Galaxy can actually craft around this, because they definitely know what's coming. This is not the surprise, the same that they already pulled out before.
So Taliyah ban, once again, important. Do not let Faker on a champion with an easy global you can use to go to different lanes. Shen ban, Kobe, you already mentioned how important it is that Samsung can put that on QV and then protect the bottom lane. Malzahar is still there for Crown to play. This means we're looking at a Gnar early pick from SKT, and then they can still last pick for Faker.
And that's going to be the ban drop. The way you saw the Taliyah was the first ban this time around and not the Syndra. They left up a couple more options, so Syndra now an allowed mid laner. SKT get first dibs on the two remaining solo lanes.
Interesting here. You always bring up fitting in Ardent Sensor when you have the Leona on the bottom side, so this could very well be a Faker Karma, but Huni also pre-Worlds played a lot of solo queue top lane Karma, so I just want to throw that one out
there. Of course, I respect that.
Because that also is something that they have utilized.
Still need a blind pick top here. Cho'Gath, Maokai are available. It's going to be the Cho'Gath here. Huni can play Trundle against it in the top lane. And that is what he's currently looking at, and he locks it in instantly. So Karma mid lane, SKT are going full Misfits for this game.
And they're going somewhat full SKT from Game 5 of the semifinal, where they put all their eggs in the Bang basket. They had, of course, a ton of Galio games. More supportive mids out of Faker, this time bringing in Teleport to grab him some of that mobility, and it is Bang who's got to be a big carry.
Well, they had better go at full SKT right now, because they are down 2-0 in this series, never having lost the best of 5 at Worlds.
And the only thing Samsung look at in this draft that are kind of scared of is the Leona in the bottom lane. Everything on Samsung's side is perfect for them. Best jungler for Ambition, best mid lane pick for Crown, and a super strong bot lane to play around. Like, this is a great draft for Samsung and what they like to play, but the Leona pick from Wolf can ruin everything.
Bang and Wolf need to step up huge. In that last game, Bang with the flash forward on Varus was very disconnected from the rest of the team, and that was the big team fight that started the entire comeback for Samsung Galaxy. Now the pressure on his shoulders once again, and it's up to him to show why he's a defending champion and stand tall.
So is this the last time these coaches shake hands? 2-0 lead for Samsung Galaxy. A third ends the tournament. Faker's tournament life now, his World Championship title run rests on Karma mid. Huni split pushing on Trundle and Bang on the Tristana.
If people had problems with Faker on Galio, then they're definitely not going to like the elimination match of putting Faker onto Karma, but you can see how much faith they have in that team play and how important that sensor is in the meta currently.
And it's so crazy that the best performing player during this tournament, the best player in the world, is being put on a supportive champion for this big game here. SKT have relied so much on Faker being so strong in so many games, and now it's not about Faker specifically, it's about Huni on Trundle and Bang and Wolf in the bottom lane.
Samsung have shown them the way to win as a team. Faker's bought in, now it's up to the team.
And it's a style we've seen Faker play throughout the years. He's one of the famous Lulu mids as well. It is certainly not a surprising style out of SKT. They have, throughout their years, almost a half-decade of dominance at this point, they have shown us so many different things. Samsung Galaxy have been tried and true with one style. SKT hoping to find the one that counteracts it.
Will this return even find success? Because this year is so different from the history that we've seen from SK Telecom, and they haven't found success in that style.
And yet we're told every year this is the one that's different. SKT don't look the same as last time, and they'd always pulled it through in the end, which is why no one yet is willing to believe Samsung Galaxy sweeps this. But they are. At triple match point, they can do it.
All right, Huni and Blank moving in here to find Cuve and Ambition, trying to do the exact same thing they did last game. Take the enemy blue buff, split the map in half, and have Huni be safe on the top side. Ooh, damage.
Again, a lot of damage in Akuve, put down to 300 HP, which again means bad things for his laning phase. The difficulty, of course, of Leon at level 1, you don't have quite the same tools, and a big chunk comes out of Bang.
And we have to talk about Leona and the fervor of battle right here. It's what we have seen from Ignite, it's what we've seen from Wolf. You are so quick to stack it up with your melee attacks, giving 2 stacks for yourself, that when you all in, you very quickly get a lot of bonus damage doing that all in.
And the rush to the level 2 here, Samsung have control of this minion wave right now, and if you take into account the starting positions of the jungler, Samsung would be the ones with the advantage, being able to have Ambition on this bottom half of the map, whereas Blank right now for SK Telecom is completely counter-jungling and staying on the top side of the map.
And credit to CoreJJ zoning out the duo right now. SKT cannot walk up. Of course, Wolf, I believe, started with his stun at level 1. No, he does have E. I take that one back, but still they can't win the 2-on-2 with where the lane is right now. So level 2 easily goes to Samsung Galaxy. There's a level up right there, and SKT are entirely zoned off the wave until the reinforcements come in.
Blank gonna make an early look up to the top side here to target Cuve. Very low health here, and Cho'Gath only has his flash to get out.
Blank for the gank. Can he make it happen? Level 2 on both these players. No pillar for Huni. Looks for the barrel slow. That's going to be in there. And there's no way out. First blood comes through without even a summoner spell burn.
And that one here, Cuve are playing too aggressive early on in this laning phase. Huni is just letting the wave push to him, knowing there's a good chance that Blank, who started on the top side, can gank him.
And this is a very, very important kill for Huni to get on this Trundle. He can start to take over in the side lane and play to what we've seen SK Telecom utilize earlier in the tournament as far as the side lane pressure.
Of course, the TP's back into the lane right now. You saw Huni kind of manicure the wave to let it freeze towards him, gets all the farm.
So we get to see a very easy gank here. Cuve is already low in the laning phase. Huni's been letting the wave push towards him, and obviously there's no way out here from the Cho'Gath side.
Pretty good layering overall. Huni getting the kill for himself. 400 up means he's going to feel very good in this matchup. Obviously a TM at start for him, and he'll be doing well this game.
Let's swap down to the bottom lane, because right now, it's Bang and Wolf getting pushed under their turret. They didn't get an all-in level 1 or level 2 just yet. CoreJJ is not running gold runes. He's going for this strong laning. There's some attack speed, there's some AP in there, and he wants to try and bully this Leona.
And with the bottom lane bullying, you can see on your mini-map there, CoreJJ gets plenty of time to move up into the jungle with Ambition, but Blank had already made his way back down to that side and taken his own blue buff. So Ambition only gets to take away the Gromp here, and SK Telecom actually defend fairly well against that. Now that Blank is going over to his red buff though, they have vision on him, and that's what Cuve desperately needs on the Cho'Gath so he's not punished again.
Inside a minion wave, a really nice trade out of Faker there, puts Crown down to 200 health. He's got his own teleport. Except with his Voidling, so when Crown decides he needs to, he can get back to them without issues. But for now, Faker doing handily in the mid lane.
Just like game 1 and 2, Faker winning the early laning phase against the Malzahar here. We've highlighted multiple times why Crown is just going for this pick. It's all about the mid to late game, the quick engage from him to stop split pushing and be useful in fights. That one missed, would have been a big one onto Crown because Blank is just around the corner.
So far, no gank to be had out of the Gragas. Top lane is good enough for him as the first recalls have come through already. Tracker's Knife is in for Ambition. He's going to get the wards out now and might keep the Samsung Galaxy solo laners a bit safer.
I have to say, I really think Blank could have gained a lot out of trying Huni out with this zoning against Cho'Gath. There was not a lot of opportunity for Cuvée to use Trinket Wars and get any more vision on the top side. So currently, Huni is basically zoning him away from CS during the cooldown of Rupture, but it could be even worse. And right now, his lane will eventually push back.
This will be the wave that it pushes back towards Cuvée finally. He'll miss some more farm, but it won't get too much worse from this point on. 300 gold lead for SKT is actually less than First Blood would have given you. That was 577 in this game as we watch mid lane push back out for Crown.
Gotta see around mid because Blank is here again. They're going for Crown.
Gonna land the root, the flash, and chase in. They've got the crowd control, and another kill in the mid lane. SKT have one in a Faker.
Nice flash there from Faker to make sure the snare connects onto Crown, and then Blank is right there to get the kill as well.
Yep, nothing Crown can possibly do right there. Faker takes off the shield himself. Tether easily lands, and that is a guaranteed kill for SKT. Now 2-0 up in this game.
And this is one of the big things for SKT when they use these two different junglers. Peanut starts, Blank sits backstage, gets to watch the game with the coaching staff, then come in now and make an impact. Peanut was not able to secure a lot of early kills for his team. Blank in the first game he's in already got a kill top and a kill mid now for his soul laners.
Take another look there. Faker, as you said, early flashes so that the Tether will keep. And Faker now, after that gank, gets to go roam topside and help Huni continue to bully. It does come at the cost of his teleport, though, and Crown used his to get back to lane, so he's pushing on mid.
But still some really nice stuff out of that one. The level 6 power spike out of Huni pops the ult to force the Cho'Gath away, and Cuvée gonna lose so much of this farm. As that mid lane duo stays up there, you can see a lot of damage output coming into that turret. They might actually get the whole thing.
And you can see also the success of Blank that SK Telecom have had this year when he's actually subbed in off the bench. Huni does get low, but it's not a level 6 Cho'Gath, so there's no ult there.
And Faker's back. Cuvée does not have flash. There is not a way out from this. As he dodge Rupture, yes he does. Now Faker's gonna wait for the next W. A few seconds away, a bit more damage than a Cuvée. Empowers the first one. Looking for the chase down. Does he have the damage output? He's gonna go for the dive. Gets Silence walks away from the Rupture.
All right, no kill right there, but Cuvée again is forced away from the CS. Only 34 right now for this Cho'Gath. 60 for Huni coming up.
Let's return to the story of the bottom lane and Bang and Wolf here, because I want to talk a little bit more about this Leona pick. So many people were really impressed with it when Misfits came out of the block, getting the first double kills and first blood down there. So much of her laning power comes from kill pressure.
Yeah.
And if they are left alone and zoned out and the vision of your jungler is given up on the other side of the map, she loses so much of her possible laning power because there isn't that threat of the other sources coming, of stacking the CC, of getting those kills.
Another big thing is your level 1 and level 2, where you actually with Fervor of Battle and your CC can apply a lot of damage, and you run this offensive summoner. But in this lane, CoreJJ and Ruler instantly won the first trade at level 1 and just pushed SKT back to the turret. And the later we go into this lane now, well, CoreJJ is going to get more HP, he's going to have his shields, and Wolf is waiting for level 6 now before he can actually try and all in.
And even though, as you mentioned, Kobe, that the only reason the lane would be good is kill pressure, it meant that SKT drafted 3 gankable lanes for Blank to come in and say, you go anywhere on the map. Faker's got the flash route, Huni's got the pillar and the chase down. No matter where you go, we've got the follow-up. And Blank so far 2 for 2 on excellent ganks. And a 7-minute first turret, obviously for Huni, a huge deal as well.
That is definitely something you take into consideration when you're evaluating, Cuvé's early gameplay. And he's pushing up super heavily on the top side. It's part of the reason you're talking about, Freak, with bottom lane being a very juicy and possible gank target. But definitely success found early again for SK Telecom. Remember how game number 2 went, though, and Samsung Galaxy were still able to stick to that game plan.
I like the fact, though, that SKT secured this early tower by even TPing Faker to that lane. Because now they don't need to keep helping Huni. He's fine on his own. Now you can put all your vision and attention to the bottom side. Level 6 is there from Wolf, and you can start getting some kills.
It's especially important when you take into consideration the overall goals of SK Telecom with this draft. With this team composition, they want to open up that lane for the Trundle to push into this Cho'Gath. Huni now has his territory to work with, while you can try and make those picks with the Leona that you're setting up. Now ultimate ready, and they have to worry about it.
You talked about the SKT plans here. The early game, the Leona rushes mobility boots here, right? Even if the lane itself hasn't looked good, they're looking to get more out of Wolf, to find the ultimates, to find the engages. We're not done watching the Leona fight yet.
Oh, definitely not. Faker's down here. We have Blank on the way as well. But Ambition is here for back of Faker, though. Just kills the Blast Cone to avoid aggression from the side of Samsung.
Right now, they've got Ambition inside their own jungle.
There's the root, the flash ulti as well, and it gets tanked up by the Leona. Tanky she is, but the ulti comes across, and there's almost no way out. The heal comes in, and actually Wolf's going to survive it. And it's a walk away now. Huni is teaming to the back line, gets the pillar. One more shot does him in. Huni gets his kill into Ambition, and KorJay's isolated. He's flashless. Leon's going to do nothing but buy a few more seconds as down he goes. The damage not to be had. Wolf survives again.
And Huni joins the team here with the Trundle. Teleports down to the bottom team fight, while Cube teleport on cooldown, stuck on the top lane, and he's the big difference maker. SK Telecom are able to get the extra kills around bottom lane this time around.
Also have to highlight Faker being there so early, reading the play here from Samsung. They're now going for mid lane.
There's Crown with the flash to go over the wall. He's not going to choose to the very end, but the root already landed. So that's going to be a body slam, and Faker with a second kill.
Again, the predictive plays here from Faker. Knows that the escape would be over the wall, gets close enough so that the tether still lands, and he has been the playmaker. This guy, the play on Karma reminding you of his play on Galio everywhere on the map while supporting the rest of his team.
Such a good early game, such an important early game for SKT. They know Huni's Trundle will take over the side lane. They know they can create picks with Leona if they get them out of the laning phase here. Faker's reading this situation. He's down bot lane already, and now Wolf knows, oh, we can fight here.
Yeah, Faker closes the trap there, blowing up the blast clone. Wolf did flash for that ultimate there with Leona, but he also got a flash out of Ruler and answer, and then Huni's teleport and blast cone over the back of the Dragon Pit completely catches Samsung by surprise.
Cube had to cancel his own TP, and so much CC spent on just the Leona at first. There were a polymorph, there was an ulti from Crown, there was an ulti from Ambition, and then Wolf managed to step out just at the right time to not actually die. And then all the CC was gone from Samsung's side, and they could not take the fight.
Good battle out of SKT 5-0 in this one. They got that first throw a while ago as well, and they sit on this 3,000 gold lead. Faker TP up. Now a battle between Huni and Kuba, and it just means a flash out of the Cho'Gath. They can't get anything anywhere, Samsung Galaxy. Now Crown found out one more time. The knockback right into Faker's waiting arms, and Karma's going to catch up to you again. But Enola going to come out. They're going to find suppression, and they might just get that first kill. They do. Samsung Galaxy on the board looking for more. Wolf going to run away.
Yep, now they've got the bottom lane back and covered. SK Telecom punished this time around as the two-man squad gets turned on and isolated.
And all these plays here are so important because Samsung wants to kill this bot lane tower to get some gold. SKT are reading their situation, so they're constantly sitting bot lane to protect. But the fact they lost this trade actually allows SKT to go forward. Let's see a fight.
Taking the big play, TV coming in as well for this one. They're going to cancel that one out. The damage is all they need. Ruler doesn't have an exit, but the barrier! He baits Bang with it and gets a free ticket out.
Faker TP'd into the bottom lane again to protect that tower.
SK Telecom are starting to scramble. You can feel the pressure. You can feel the tension in the elimination game here. And Samsung are holding strong.
Baker's still waiting in the wings, but here comes Ambition, 3 versus 1. They're going to get the stun of one more auto attack. And here comes Crown as well. Faker has flashed right into his waiting arms, and Crown says, I'll get you back for that one. The shield not going to be enough. Malefic Visions and an auto attack gets the second kill of the game for Samsung Galaxy.
QA's bot lane right now trying to kill Wolf, but ends up just stepping away. This tower now needs to die.
Yeah, if Cube's bottom lane, that means Huni is left unattended. The strong point here for